get if they're at a private hospital. Am I correct? No matter how you slice it, we cannot engage, personally as Republicans, in thinking that we can improve government. That's the objective. That's why we're always the bad guy. Because they have decided that we don't care about the poor because we don't want to increase our taxes to give through the government. But let me tell you, if you go back to history before taxes were so high, do you know that the churches received twice as much in donations? And do you know what the churches did with their donations? The real philanthropists, the people that were connected to the people directly, that said you shall not eat unless you work. Do you remember that? It was the churches that started up Yale. It was the churches that started up Harvard. It was the churches that started up Drake. It was the churches that started up the Red Cross, the YMCA, the YWCA. Why did they do that? Because they had the money, because all of us, taxpayers, do care. So when you start feeling guilty because you disagree with your taxes going up and they want to throw a guilt trip on you, remember this. The government doesn't care. It doesn't care. All it wants is it wants to recruit more people to get free lunches at the schools because that's a job. So what they do is they get the numbers. If there's 1,000 kids that require free lunches at the schools, then it becomes a need. And so what they do is they recruit the parents to sign up for these free lunches, which they're basically signing up for socialism. And we've all engaged in this whole process of building a country based upon the government will fix it. I think that we all have to have an answer as Republicans for why we do not want to grow the government. And it is because we truly care about the people. We care about the people. We want absolutely the people to care and to give their money. But we don't want to say that the government and our taxes are forced charity. So then we have the division between the social issues and we have the economic issues. All of us are on the same page. Because truly, if we all agree the government should reduce, how much money should we give to Planned Parenthood?
Nothing.
There you go. We're on the same page. This is not hard. So I'm just encouraging you, and as I meet with people and I'm listening to them wanting me to go to the Republican National Committee to fix this problem in the government with another government solution, I got to tell you, this is something we have to master the art in articulating. This is the why. Now, how do we get to the how? One of the things that we must do, if you guys are already convicted to be here, you're here taking out your time, after dinner hopefully, is that you have to get more people to come to these meetings, but they don't want to come to a meeting just to do a meeting. I hate meetings. This is why Blackberries were created, so that you can sit on your Blackberry and you can sit there and have a meeting out during a meeting. Now, you Blackberry people, you know what I'm talking about.
Turn it off.
So what I'm saying is, your responsibility is to think about bringing other people to these meetings so that we can do projects to build up the infrastructure preparing for the elections so that we can reduce government, we can stop what's happening to families. If you really care about the families, you really care about this country, we must reduce it. We're at a breaking point, you guys. If anybody knows any kind of history, they're really preparing to just finish us off. They make fun of us that we talk about these death committees. I get calls at Iowa Right to Life of women that are saying, they have cut off my mom's food and fluids, and they're forcing her to die. That Terry Schiavo thing that happens all over the country right now. It's called feudal care. You can have a will. You can have your mate say, I do not, if I go into a coma, don't turn it off. We have insurance, we'll pay for it. At every hospital in this state, they have feudal care. The doctor can say to you, I think you're being cruel. So they go to a committee. It's an ethics committee. Here in Iowa, every single hospital committee can decide that they will turn off the food and fluids to your relative that you are in charge of, and you have no say. But they set it up very well. They made it so that If you were to transfer it to a different hospital, the same thing will happen. So what they've done is they've set us up. So it's critical that we win these elections. It's critical that we have candidates that are going to reduce government, that's going to save our freedom. And it sounds like I'm speaking too much, but the truth is, this is what's coming down the pike, and you can see it through the healthcare reform. So what can you do? First of all, think about who you would like to invite, to talk about, to bring them to the meeting. Second of all, ask them, what would you like to do? Now, I know John has some programs that he's coming up with. There's some different things that we want you guys to do, and he'll enumerate those. But there's also the Republican Party here in Iowa. We're going to have a meeting this Saturday. There's a lot that needs to be done, and I'll tell you, it takes a lot of people to do it. If you're new here, is there any guests here today? Any guests? New people. One guy, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any other new ones? So we have 5 new people here. Let's welcome our new people. Woo! That's the beginning. Let's get more new people. Every person, let's try and bring a person. Either plan some meeting. You guys have a meeting every month at a certain time of the month. So think about your gifts that you can give and take this very seriously. You need to give something. You need to bring someone. And then what you need to do is learn how to articulate our message. They always say, what is the Republican solution? Well, the Republican solution, that's why we always look like bad guys. The solution is to stop the government from destroying the lives of the people. Oh, that's not good enough. Well, can anyone explain to me why we have a Department of Education at the federal government? What children do they teach? Can anyone explain that? Why do we have that building? Why do we have those people? No, I don't really want an answer. It's unnecessary. And now we passed a law at the State House where they're going to be telling the local people what the curriculum is going to be and what the content is going to be. That's absolutely unnecessary. Are the local people at each school unable to educate those kids? And the parents who are connected directly to them, are they incapable? Do you see the socialism? So we have to get involved. And that's my job here, is I was just going to try and motivate you to bring somebody next time. And when you bring a new person, introduce them, get them involved, make sure that they're into the system, make sure they get the new notices. If you're a new person, make sure you contact John over here. John, put your arm up. Get into the system. We should probably have like new people things, sign-ups we do. And bring your people, and then let's see if we can build this infrastructure before it's too late.